Enough is enough. If y'all let anything happen to this great African president, I guarantee y'all will feel our energy all around this world. And I'm speaking from the U.S. Y'all need to worry about Mega, because America ain't never been great to my people. Why y'all over there messing with Africa when we got problems right here at home? Why y'all trying to do him like Gaddafi? Y'all hate when my people stand up for their people and they actually support the people. Are y'all mad because he's giving his citizens free health care, free education, when y'all would never do that in America? I cannot stand these colonizers, man. Real talk. I love a strong African leader. Somebody that actually stand with his people or go to war with them, dress like them, work out with them. Look at our president. Look what he built like. Look where his mindset is. That's why they can't even control America, and y'all get mad every time one of my people do something great. If y'all let anything happen to this man, I guarantee you, y'all gonna feel an energy and a rage like never before. Real talk, man. No, what's up with these Uncle Tom generals, 4-star generals, whatever you want to be? But I guarantee you, that general wouldn't want to look at me one-on-one in the ring. Real talk, man. If anybody, man, repost this until the whole world know about it. So if anything happened to them, we can go ahead and go up in an uproar and give these people what they really want. The time is coming, and Babylon will fall.
Keep your eyes on Burkina Faso. I've been saying this for the last couple of years. The US is very clearly setting their sights on Traore, keeping his name in their mouth and making up false allegations that he is keeping all the gold for himself. I'm sorry, he is taking care of his people, he's nationalizing resources, and he just made education completely free in Burkina Faso. Compare this to America, where they're now going to restart wage garnishment for student loans. So if a corrupt leader is one who keeps all the gold for themselves, what do we call America at any point in history? Unsurprisingly, my Burkina Faso content gets all but ignored on TikTok, while on Xiaohongshu, because in China it is standard education to learn about the liberation of Angola and Burkina Faso. People actually know about Burkina Faso political history and care about it. And I will be making more content calling out the hypocrisy of mainly American users on TikTok, ignoring what's happening in Burkina Faso for at least the last couple of years.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Dash Lifestyle. Kindly for watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, share, and also comment. So guys, recently we saw United States and France. They came together so that they can arrest Ibrahim Traore. And you guys, you know Ibrahim Traore, he is our Africa youngest president. And what Ibrahim Traore has been doing to his country, majority of the Western countries, they are not happy to see what Ibrahim Traore is doing in his country. They want to arrest Ibrahim Traore because they are saying that Ibrahim Traore is a selfish leader. He is doing things by himself so that he can benefit for himself. But majority of people, they have come out and react towards the Western. Majority of the black people, they have come out and sent a warning to the United States and France to stop humiliating, and they need to stop arresting Ibrahim Traore. Watch this video till the end, then I'll be back with more comment.
Now let's talk about geopolitics for a moment. And I want us to focus on a very interesting thing that's busy happening in Africa. You might agree with this, you might disagree with this, but here we go. President Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso is changing the economical, the political, and the social landscape of his country in a major way. Now we know that he came into power through a military coup that took place towards the end of 2022. Now, if you look at his background, he did not have any formal political training or experience before coming into power. He's a military man, all right? He's part of the military. But what he is doing at this moment in time is sending shock waves throughout the political world. And it seems like at this moment in time, he's becoming the center of Africa's economic transformation. Now, what am I speaking about? His actions are seen to be quite controversial, and therefore there's a lot of people criticizing him at this moment, and there's a lot of people praising him. If you take a closer look at what he has done, especially the last 2 years, let me give you a couple of things that happened in that country. Number one, the government suspended France 24, which is a French news channel, accusing it of broadcasting false reports that undermined the national security of the country. There has also been broader restrictions placed on foreign media outlets, especially Western media outlets, needless to say, those who are critical towards the country, stating that Burkina Faso needs its privacy. Now, if you look at, for example, the steps that he has taken or is taking at this moment in time to distance himself from former colonial powers, like, for example, France, that's why they kicked the French military out of the country. They literally came and said, you have to leave. You can't be here any longer. In the last 2 years, he has implemented several significant economic reforms since taking office. For example, he nationalized some of the gold mines, halting the export of unrefined gold to Europe and planning to withdraw certain mining permits from foreign companies. He wants to bring it in-house. He established local processing industries. He is very strong on enhancing agricultural support initiatives. In other words, to begin to produce their own food and to grow in the production of their own food. He is initiating agricultural modernization and has distributed 400 tractors, about 239 tillers, hundreds of motor pumps, etc., all in an effort to raise the production level of their crops. When it comes to financial reform, what he has done, he has reduced the salaries for ministers and parliamentaries by 30%, while increasing civil servant salaries by roughly 50%. And we can see him coming majorly against government corruption, or it seems to be the case at this moment in time. He also started paying off local debts and launched the Postal Bank of Burkina Faso with a capital of about roughly $25 million. Why? To improve the country's banking system. Because you can see that he is standing very firmly against the IMF and the World Bank. He's literally working towards getting Burkina Faso to stand on its own feet. There are significant investments that are being made in the infrastructure sector, including the construction of new roads, the expansion of existing ones, and upgrading gravel roads to tar. They're also busy with a brand new airport, which at this moment in time is under construction. So we can see that President Traore is focusing on expanding his country's self-reliance and industrial strength. And by doing so, in the process, he is defying the global financial institutions. And it seems to be widening the divide between Africa and the West. Now, we know that Africa is one of the richest continents when it comes to natural resources. About 60% of the world's agricultural land is in Africa, yet Africa has remained poor. And there are several contributing factors towards that, all right? But some of it is lack of leadership, lack of skill, corruption in the governments, and an inability to utilize their own resources. So where this is going to go, we have to wait and see. But it does seem like he is rewriting Africa's governance. And can this become the blueprint for African governance in the future? Will other African countries follow his example? How long will this transformation last? And is it really sincere? Or will corruption come into this whole equation? Let's see. Please feel free to share your thoughts and comments, but let's keep the conversation respectful and constructive. Let's focus on meaningful dialogue without insulting or using offensive language against Africa and the West. Let's keep it civilized. Let's comment.
Burkina Faso was formerly colonized by France and has an abundance of gold in natural resources. Traore pushed out Western influence, including the mine owners, who are French mine owners in Burkina Faso. France wanted to reestablish relations with Burkina Faso, and if you've seen Macron giving a pretty ridiculous speech trying to say one day they'll thank us for helping them, no. They just wanted you to leave them alone. Anyway, Traore said that in order to reestablish relations with France, that France is going to have to return all of the gold that they have stolen from Burkina Faso's mines, and all of this gold that they have is sitting in reserves in France. France is trying to say that that gold is theirs. It comes from mines in France. There are no gold mines in France. So now the US is getting involved. And we can all guess what those claims are going to be. Now we're seeing the claim, He's stealing all the gold for himself and he's not helping his people. The next they're going to be like, we need to bring democracy to Burkina Faso, like those typical things that the US says in order to manufacture consent for invasion and ultimately backing a coup, which I'm sure they have already tried. Them, France, and anybody else who benefits from the gold exploitation of African nations, which includes those fake Muslim countries like the UAE. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for saying that. But there's a reason why a lot of these nations are not coming to the aid of Palestinians and are also thriving off of the exploitation of natural resources from nations in Africa. Anyway, I'm hoping this gets picked up by American TikTok, but we'll see. And as we go along, you're probably going to hear a lot of comparisons of Thomas Sankara to Ibrahim Traore. Sankara was a leader almost exactly like Traore. Around 1970s in Burkina Faso, I have one of his speeches pinned on my profile. I'm going to make a part 2 sharing what I know about Sankara because I understand this is 2 minutes and that might be a little bit too long for people's attention spans.
France occupied Burkina Faso for generations. They stole gold and uranium, billions of dollars of resources for pennies on the dollar, while the people of Burkina Faso suffered. But Burkina Faso's new revolutionary leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore, says no more. Traore has kicked out all of the French troops from his country in Africa. He has banned exports of gold to Paris, and he has dropped French as the official language of Burkina Faso. It's a total cultural, political, and economic reset. Now, obviously, French President Emmanuel Macron is kind of upset with all of this. He has made his position known. And President Traore beautifully responded. He said, if anyone is ungrateful, it is him, Emmanuel Macron. France exists today thanks to our ancestors. They should pray for us. And Burkina Faso is making it clear that this is not about some attack on France. This is about independence and sovereignty. Just last week, Burkina Faso's President Traore decided to release 4 French spies who were guilty of attempting to commit a coup against the president, Captain Ibrahim Traore, in 2022. The message is clear. Burkina Faso is not the pawn of France or the Dutch or the United States anymore, but forgiveness is also at the heart of their revolution. Traore says that this is not just a split, it is a revolution with global ripples. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yo, what is this I'm hearing about how France and the US want to arrest Ibrahim Traore? Are you taking the piss? Like this man didn't kick France out of his country. Like this man didn't open up 2 tomato processing plants. Like this man didn't make medical health care free for all, no matter what your status is. And recently, over the last couple of days, made education free up until uni. And the dirty, stinking colonizers want to arrest him. Are we supposed to act like France didn't have its hands around Burkina Faso's throat for how long? And now we have a leader who's doing what no bumperclut cowardice African leader has done. And you want to arrest him on what charges? Listen, as a black people, if there's one thing we can all unite around the globe, it's because of this man, you understand? And he needs to be protected all costs, spiritually, physically, mentally. He needs to be protected by every single one of us. They already tried to take his life 19 times, yeah? And it's clearly going up. So I suggest you start praying for this man, praying for his life, praying for his family, praying for his country. And to all of you cowardice African leaders, yeah, if they try and step to Traore, you need to prove yourselves and try and protect him. Send military, send resources, send everything you can to make sure that he protects his country. That's what you should do. But we know how it goes already with you African leaders. You rather fatten up your pockets rather than look after your people. Some of you don't even deserve to be leaders, because if you're not even putting your life on the line for your people, for your country, what the hell are you doing trying to run it? You see how Ibrahim done it? And it only took him 18 bumperclot months. Yeah? And some of you have been leaders for over 20 years. Your people should spit in your face for the way you leaders left them high and dry and living in poverty and fattening up the pockets of the West. So come on, cowards. Show us what the heart of a lion is. Show us if you can live up to Ibrahim. Show us that you can rise to the occasion. Give us something, anything to be proud of.
I think I know how we as Africans can help Ibrahim Traore and ensure that this is not just another one of the great leaders we've had try to start something and end, because we all want what he's doing. We all want that for all our countries. We all want to see a better world for ourselves here in Africa, in every country in Africa. So here's the thing. I spent most of my time looking at human behaviors, studying human behavior and how they associated with the different aspects of the matrix brought to play. When I say different aspects of the matrix, I mean social media, and by social media I mean media, television and all that, school and society and religion. I take most of my time to figure that out because I feel like that's what we all need to be focusing on if we need to create a different world for ourselves. Now, why is this important? Every time we have a leader in Africa who is actually making tremendous change in their country, there are always a couple of mishaps here and there, or misunderstanding or like miscommunications that go down. What do I mean by this? The US and France are currently trying to take down Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso, and we all know they cannot just get in there and just all over, because why? There's this thing they created after the World War. I'm sorry, I forgot the name. Now they need to have a logical reason to infringe the rights of another country without the international getting involved. Now they look for one and they play us. Number one, we always hear the narrative that an African country cannot manage its resources. It needs help to manage its resources. My South African sisters, y'all are very too familiar with this statement being thrown around, because the apartheid and the white people in your country do say that a lot, that they're there because you people need help managing your finances, which you do not. Okay, now that's the first thing they're gonna do. They're gonna say there are resources that are being misused and we need help doing it. Number two, they're gonna turn him into a terrorist. They're gonna tell us how he's evil, how he's killing, he's shooting schools, and they might actually go an extra extent of putting people in that country to do those things so that that news can at least look realistic. They need to divide and conquer. So they're gonna divide the people and the leader and the rest of the world. So now you very privileged white people are gonna be sitting at home saying, oh my god, I need so much help, forgetting that y'all are having at home. But back to my point, these are two of the tactics they use. The number three, if they do not succeed to do that, they will directly go for him. Now, how do I think we can change this? You see, we're in it's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new era. A lot of you are spiritual. I need every spiritual babes out there or man to give Ibrahim Traore just one layer of protection. And I know you know what I mean by that. If you protect your energy, I know you know what I mean by that. Everyone, just give him one layer of protection. And I believe we will avoid option number three, where they will try to kill him in a car crash or a plane crash or everything else they do. Now we have two options in our way that we do not know how to get away, or you do not know, because I do. Now I'm gonna tell you, here's what we have to do. We have to get loud. We have to get loud. We have to go on every possible social media and put out the information that Ibrahim Traore is a tremendous leader. He is doing such good work, and the only people who want him down are people who want to bring back slavery. And I know that sounds like very huge language, but it is very necessary. Because you need to understand, once they cannot do it diplomatically, they will do it as the savages they are. And they will try and turn us into slaves again. Understood? We have two simple assignments. Get loud on every social media platform ever. Ensure eyes, ears, everything. We look at them. We make sure they know we are looking. Everyone has to have their eyes on them. Okay? And we need everyone who's inside Burkina Faso to start putting out photos and videos of the good work he's doing. We need to put out this into the press, into everywhere. Like, it has to be everywhere, that even when they try to start that propaganda, we can retaliate. Why do I say we? Because, see, whatever is happening in Congo right now and in Burkina Faso could happen to all of us. Because each and every country in Africa has something that they offer. And in the tariff wars, you have seen they have done everything except mention where they actually get the raw materials for their things. It means one thing and one thing only. All these continents disagree on everything but agree on one thing. And that's the subjugation of Africa.
So do you know about this? Have you heard of President Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso? All right, young man, been in power 2 years now, president of Burkina Faso. He's a military guy, captain. And I don't know if you know about this, but there's been about 18 assassination attempts on his life. And he came into power at a very strategic time in the history of Burkina Faso, a lot of difficulty, instability. And he's done quite a few amazing things in his 2 years, even though they've tried to assassinate him so many times. If you go and look what he is trying to do in terms of key reforms aimed at stabilizing his nation, he has built schools, hospitals, roads, developed agriculture, donating a lot of tractors and equipment for agricultural development so they can produce their own food. They have stopped exporting raw materials. They are trying to process gold themselves, hospitals, all those kind of things. You know, there's a lot of things, even airport, all right? And so there's a lot of development that's going into Burkina Faso at this moment in time. And I'm sitting and I'm looking at this whole thing. Now, I'm not saying I agree with everything he is doing, all right? I'm also not saying that everything he's doing is bad. I think any president that is building schools, working on education, all right? Any president that is bettering the healthcare of their people, that's trying to help their people to become more self-sustainable, less reliant on imports, etc., increase production in the country, factories, job creation, etc. I think that is a praiseworthy president. And so the interesting thing is, when it comes to Africa, and you go and look at the history of the last 20 years of Africa, and presidents that have been removed either through a military coup and or assassinated and or removed weird circumstances or committed suicide, you know. A lot of those, or let me rephrase that, some of them were corrupt, all right? All of them were not good. But there were a number of them whose heart was really to better their country. But they have something in common, and that is that they went against the global establishment, if I can put it like that. And I'm not going to define that, go into details, all right? I think you know what I'm talking about. And so a lot of them just suddenly left this earth in sometimes a very bizarre way. So I'm looking at President Ibrahim Traore, and I'm not saying, again, I'm agreeing with everything he's doing, especially with some of his alliances, some of the other leaders in Africa that he's endorsing. Some of them are questionable, all right? But it is very clear that he's got a heart for his people and for his nation. And in his aim to develop his own country, there's been roughly 18 assassination attempts on his life. And if you look at the trend of African leaders disappearing when they want to build their own countries and invest in their people, isn't that a bit strange to you? Isn't that bizarre, you know? Now, I know what's going on. I'm not talking from a position of ignorance, all right? The thing is just I can't discuss a lot of these things on this platform, all right, because of the fact that the video will be removed. Free speech is not always as free as you think. You know, there's a price to pay. In any case, so I'm looking at this whole situation with interest and seeing where this is going. But I'll tell you one thing. If I look at what has happened the last 2 years with Captain Ibrahim Traore, I would say if I was him, I would sleep with one eye open. And it's very hard to know who you trust in circumstances like that. And that is true for any leader, any government official, any president. Sometimes you don't know who are friends and who are your enemies. And but let's keep our eye on this. Very interesting developments, and a lot is changing in Burkina Faso at this moment in time.
But that's not what can allow Burkina to thrive. Because in this situation there are only two cases. Either we accept to fight or we remain slaves forever. I told you once, there are those who are slaves in their minds. They can only serve their master. And those people try every time to manipulate you. You must advise each other. Because every situation can be exploited by these enemies of the nation to try to discourage you, to demotivate you. So you must advise each other and not pay attention to certain remarks, even on some media. Not everyone is obliged to be patriotic. You are the first patriots. You have decided to defend the homeland. There is nothing better than that. Those who want to support you, let them support you. Those who want to discourage you through writings, you must close your ears and move forward. As for those, we will fight them here. So, we must remember something. Recently, there is a so-called NGO. It's not even an NGO. Because NGO stands for non-governmental organization. They are not non-governmental because they are funded by a federal budget, by a state. This so-called NGO produces reports claiming that the FDS and the VDP commit abuses. It went in here, it came out there. It's to tarnish your morale. It's to scare you, to prevent you from being able to fight. No. Moreover, we are going to file a complaint against this NGO because people need to understand something. What is happening to us here? It's true that they have manipulated part of our populations in the Sahel here, but they didn't have that kind of weaponry. What brought such significant weaponry into their ranks? It's Libya. Who destroyed Libya? It's this NGO, the same NGO that made false reports and gave them to those who wanted to create a rebellion so that people would intervene and overthrow Gaddafi. And the powder keg ended up being poured into the Sahel. These millions of lives that have been taken in the Sahel, we must file a complaint against this NGO because it is responsible for these false reports it made to support this thesis of attacking Libya. They have no moral lessons to give us. Look at the world. Let them go defend human rights all over the world first before coming here. We are fortunate to have similar situations. In this world, you voluntarily committed yourselves. There are countries where people are forcibly taken, killed. You leave or you die. Others, even while trying to flee, end up dying. They don't talk about human rights because these people see us as subhumans. They see us as slaves. That's how it is in their minds. They have never changed their mindset. But it's up to us to show them that we are not slaves and we will never accept this state of affairs. So don't be fooled by the stories they tell to anyone who will listen. You must stay focused on your fight. Stay focused. We know what we are doing. And even now, the VTP commander told me that there is a human rights training session underway for group leaders and their deputies. If we make efforts, we know it's for ourselves. We no longer do things to please someone else. We do it for our homeland. And you are committed to that. Defend your homeland. Do not listen to those individuals. They should not affect your morale. In the history of the world, there have been wars. And during the Second World War, people organized themselves to defend all over the place. But there is a country that could not defend itself, which had to come and take our ancestors to go defend them. And today that same country wants to give us lessons. The pot calling the kettle black. No. You are the descendants of those same ancestors who went to defend others, who liberated the world from Nazism. Today you are fighting for your lands. These same individuals dare to create terms to tarnish you. We oppose this. We will never agree. Continue to defend your lands. It is your wealth that interests these people. It's our gold, it's our minerals that interest them. Otherwise, why come and drive out entire villages to seize our lands? So we will fight and we will reclaim our lands, our wealth. It belongs to us. It's for us. It will benefit us and our children. I therefore encourage you to remember that this war is to free us from slavery. It's for our independence. And you must keep your spirits high, stay strong. Never give in to manipulators, to those individuals who no longer understand the notion of homeland, or to those people who come from outside to try to subdue us through their terms they invented and their organizations they created to enslave us. Fight, move forward, do everything you can. Draw, as I said, from your cultural resources, from what you have been shaped by since the village. Draw from it and wage this war. Stay focused and stay strong. Imagine if in Burkina we refuse to fight and we accept to submit to live in slavery. Tomorrow our children will grow up. They will ask questions. Were our parents cowards to leave us in slavery? Whether we are alive or dead, we will feel it. The coward is afraid. And the imperialists have understood. They try to instill fear in the leaders so that you become cowards. Because when you are a coward, all other vices can arise. They do everything to make us afraid. They come into our palaces. They threaten us directly or with veiled threats. Of course, we respond as we should. They always take examples. They will tell us, Thomas Sankara tried to do it like this, but where is he? He is dead. The Haitian president, he tried to do it like this. Where is he? He is dead. Gaddafi tried like this. Where is he? He is dead. These are the veiled statements made to us to instill fear. And then we also often see some young people trying to follow in the footsteps in a different way. You can hear them say, such a person ruled like this, he has the sepulchre. Such a person ruled like this, he is in prison. All this to try to...
So guys, I hope you have watched that reaction video from both white people and black people coming out and standing with Ibrahim Traore, because we have saw what Ibrahim Traore is doing to his country. We have seen how Ibrahim Traore is trying so hard to change the life of his people in Burkina Faso. But right now we are seeing the United States, they have come out so that they have issued a warning to Ibrahim Traore. They are accusing of Ibrahim Traore to be a selfish leader, and also they are saying that Ibrahim Traore is doing things that he's benefiting alone in Burkina Faso. But these are some of the lies that the Western countries, that the United States and France, they are telling people, so that us black people, we can believe that Ibrahim Traore is not a good leader. For so many years, we have seen the Western people coming here in Africa, destabilizing our African country. These people, they want a leader who is following who will be following their instruction. They don't want a leader who will be working according to the will of the black people. So for so many years, these people, they have been eliminating, they have been assassinating our leaders. For those leaders who they were standing up according to those leaders who they were fighting for our black people, majority of them right now, they are no more because of the Western people. So these Western people, whenever they see a leader from Africa doing the right thing, defending his own people, trying so hard to bring his people out of poverty, majority of the Western countries, they are really not happy to see that kind of leader. So right now they have tried so many times to assassinate Ibrahim Traore, but it seems like Ibrahim Traore has overcome their assassination attempt. So right now what they are doing is they want to arrest Ibrahim Traore. For me, I can tell you that it is now the right time for us black people to stand with Ibrahim Traore. Right now we don't want to lose Ibrahim Traore, because I believe Ibrahim Traore is becoming Africa president, because Ibrahim Traore is showing us black people the way, is showing some of our other leaders how it's supposed to be, because Ibrahim Traore has proven that our black country, we can still develop and we can still grow our country without depending to the Western country. Ibrahim Traore, he has also shown us that we can do it. We can still live in our country without depending so many funds, so many help from the Western country. And also Ibrahim Traore, he is influencing our African leaders to work according to the will of the people, not to become puppet. And also because of what Ibrahim Traore is doing, the Western people, they are really not happy. That's why they are really targeting to bring Ibrahim Traore down. So right now they want to arrest Ibrahim Traore, but what I can tell you that is, as black people, we need not to allow the Western people to arrest Ibrahim Traore. We need to stand. We need to protect Ibrahim Traore at any cost. Those are kind of the leaders that African we want. These people, I know these people, they are not happy. They have tried so many times. They have really tried to bring Ibrahim Traore down. You can see from the other leaders how these people, they bring down Mohammed Gaddafi, how these people, they brought down Mugabe, Robert Mugabe. So these are some of the leaders that they were standing by the rest of the black people, but the Western people, they brought them down. But right now they are really want to bring Ibrahim Traore down, but it is like these people, they can't right now, because we black people, we want to stand with Ibrahim Traore. No matter some of the things that no matter these lies that you are telling us that Ibrahim Traore is doing, is a selfish leader, is ruling according to how things it will favor him. That's not the truth. We have seen what Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso. He's changing the life of the Burkina Faso people. We have seen how Ibrahim Traore is transforming Burkina Faso, how he's making Burkina Faso to be famous, how he's making the Burkina Faso people to be independent. So these people, they are not happy because Ibrahim Traore, first of all, he kicked them out of his country. Yeah. Ibrahim Traore, he managed to remove all the military bases of the Western people in his country. And also, these people, they were mining, they were removing resources from Burkina Faso. So Ibrahim Traore, he don't want to see any resources from Burkina Faso going out of his country. So after cutting all the resources and after chasing their military bases, in Burkina Faso. So we have seen the Western people right now, they are now coming out and telling people lies about Ibrahim Traore. So these people, they are saying this so that they can arrest Ibrahim Traore. But me, I can tell you that don't even touch Ibrahim Traore. The day that you Western people, you will touch Ibrahim Traore, you will know exactly how black people we are. We want our leaders to work according to the will of the people. How comes you people, you want us black people to be behind? Why you people, you don't want to see African leaders standing by their rights? Why is it you don't want to see African leaders doing their own things? Yeah, these people, they don't want to leave Africa alone. You have been telling our country it is people that are dying with poverty. People are dying people are dying hungry in Africa. When our leader, they want to stop their people of dying hunger, then you want to eliminate that leader. These people, they are not happy with what Ibrahim Traore is doing. So because of that, they want to arrest Ibrahim Traore. Stop listening to these lies that these people, they are telling about Ibrahim Traore. For us black people, we have seen what Ibrahim Traore is doing. We have seen in the medias what Ibrahim Traore is doing. So these people, they have nerves even to come and arrest our leaders, but you cannot find us black people including to their affairs. Why is it these people, they are coming, they want to invade in our affairs? We black people, we have never talk bad things about their leaders. We have never even tried to arrest their leaders. Why is it these people, they want to arrest our African leader? Why is it these people, they are invading in our affairs? We want Ibrahim Traore. In fact, we want Ibrahim Traore to be the president of Africa, not Burkina Faso alone. We want Ibrahim Traore to become a African president. If these people, they want anything here in Africa, they need to go and see Ibrahim Traore. If these people, they want resources, they need to see Ibrahim Traore. We have officially made Ibrahim Traore to be our African leader. Yeah, and don't even try to touch Ibrahim Traore, because we have seen what Ibrahim Traore, you continue telling your people that Ibrahim Traore is a selfish, is not ruling very well. You continue telling your people, but not us black people. We have seen what Ibrahim Traore is doing. So stop arresting Ibrahim Traore. We will defend Ibrahim Traore until to the last minute. We are tired of you guys controlling our leaders, turning our leaders to be puppet. If you guys, you are seeing one of our leaders is not becoming a puppet, you want to bring them down. So you need to stop invading in our black countries. So kindly guys, thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't. Like this video, share, and also comment. See you in my next one. Bye bye.